Assalamu alaikum. Today's the topic of our lecture is liver disease in pregnancy. In our today's lecture, we will discuss about the physiological changes of the liver in pregnancy and what are the differential diagnoses of liver disease in pregnancy, and we will discuss each disease one by one. So, starting with the physiological changes in the liver during pregnancy, as we already know that the cardiac output and the blood volume it increases by 50%, but the blood flow to the liver remains constant. The serum albumin is decreased during pregnancy. Alkaline phosphatase activity increases due to placental secretion, and AST, ALT, bilirubin, and GGT, they all are normal throughout pregnancy. There is increased cholesterol synthesis and reduced gallbladder contractility, due to which there is increased incidence of bile salt formation. Telangiectasias, spider nevi, and the Palmer erythema, they are normal findings during pregnancy, uh, because in pregnancy the hormone levels they increase, and telangiectasias and spider nevi and the Palmer erythema is because of the estrogen, and that is a common finding in pregnancy, but in a non-pregnant state these conditions they show that the patient is having cirrhosis of the liver, because the estrogen is not metabolized, and due to raised estrogen these changes occur, and the liver histology that is normal during the pregnancy. Next, what are the differentials of the liver disease in the pregnancy? Whenever a patient comes to you with the liver disease, the symptoms are vomiting, jaundice, abdominal pain. So we have to rule out all the differentials to rule out that whether the patient is having liver disease or not. So the liver disease, it can be preeclampsia, HELLP syndrome, hyperemesis gravidarum, the autoimmune hepatitis, liver cirrhosis that are related to the liver, and the intrahepatic cholestasis of pregnancy, the bile that is there is in static stasis, so we call it as intrahepatic cholestasis of pregnancy. There is increased incidence of stones due to decreased gallbladder motility, so we the cholelithiasis, it can also cause the symptoms like abdominal pain, jaundice, and vomiting. The next is acute fatty liver of pregnancy. Acute fatty liver of pregnancy is very lethal uh, disease during the pregnancy, affecting the liver. It can be due to hepatitis A, E, or the hepatitis, pre-existing hepatitis that has turned fulminant during pregnancy. Then the Wilson's disease or the primary biliary cirrhosis or sclerosing cholangitis, they can also occur as a part of the liver diseases. So now the very important thing that how we differentiate different diseases on the basis of laboratory test. The table is also given in Dewhart's page number 117, and this is very important that in hyperemesis gravidarum, the bilirubin is 5 times normal, and there is increased ALT to AST ratio that is 2 to 4 times normal. Intrahepatic cholestasis of pregnancy, the increased ALT, AST that is more than 6 times normal, and the bile acids are increased in case of intrahepatic cholestasis of pregnancy. We will discuss the disease in detail. And in preeclampsia, the bilirubin is 2 to 5 times increased than normal, and ALT AST ratio is more than 10 to 50 times higher, and there is a decreased platelets. And in HELLP syndrome, there is increased ALT to AST ratio that is more than 10 to 20 times, and LDH is also raised. LDH is raised in HELLP syndrome because of the hemolysis, and due to hemolysis, the level of LDH is increased. Then there comes the low platelets and the serum uric acid that is increased. This is the diagnostic criteria for HELLP syndrome. And in acute fatty liver of pregnancy, the bilirubin is 5 to 10 times increased than normal, and ALT to AST ratio that is more than 5 to 10 times, or rarely it goes more than 20 times. So just keep this figure in mind. Acute fatty liver of pregnancy, that is a very fatal disease, and the bilirubin is increased 5 to 10 times. That is the most increased value than the HELP syndrome, than the preeclampsia or the hyperemesis gravidarum. In hyperemesis gravidarum, the bilirubin is increased to 5 times than normal, and in and in preeclampsia, it is increased to 2 to 5 times. But in acute fatty liver of pregnancy, that is increased from 5 to 10 times. So that was the diagnostic lab findings of the diseases. Next, we will discuss the acute fatty liver of pregnancy. In acute fatty liver of pregnancy, we will discuss about the incidence, what is the maternal mortality rate, what is the perinatal mortality rate, what is the pathogenesis, and how we will manage the case of acute fatty liver of pregnancy. In the incidence is 1 into 7,000 to 1 into 16,000 pregnancies. The maternal mortality rate is 12.5%. Perinatal mortality is 10%. The pathogenesis is that normally in a normal human being, in a normal liver, the fatty acids, they are converted into carbon dioxide and oxygen, and water in the presence of oxygen. मतलब oxidative pathway होता है जिसकी वजह से fatty acids, they are converted into carbon dioxide and water, and 40% of the energy is stored in the mitochondria as ATP, and 60% of the energy is released at heat. This is the normal mechanism. And normally there is an enzyme which helps in the this conversion. This is the long chain 3 hydroxyacyl coenzyme A dehydrogenase. Long chain 3 hydroxyl coenzyme A dehydrogenase, that is a part of enzyme complex that constitutes the mitochondrial trifunctional protein located on the inner mitochondrial membrane, which I have shown in the diagram. This is the inner mitochondrial membrane, and the proteins are present on the inner mitochondrial membrane. And in these proteins, the enzyme complex are there, and this LCHAD, it is the part of this enzyme. And if the patient is as it is autosomal recessive trait, and if the patient is heterozygote, there is absence of this enzyme. Due to absence of these enzymes, the long chain acyl carnitines, they are accumulated. Like the long chain fatty acids, they are not converted into carbon dioxide, water, and ATP, so they will be stored there. And when the fatty acids, they are long chain fatty acids, they are stored, the free hydroxyl ions and the fatty acids, they are, and dicarboxyl acids, they are produced, and they cause cell toxicity. So this is the pathogenesis. Due to absence of the enzyme, the pathway does not occur in a proper way, leading to the formation of hydroxyl ions, causing injury to the liver cells. This is acute fatty liver of causing the picture of acute fatty liver of pregnancy. And fatty acid disorders, they are responsible for 20% of the cases. And the heterozygous mothers, they have reduced ability to metabolize long chain fatty acids. And in the non pregnant state, वुमेन अगर यहाँ पे म्यूटेशन भी हो या एब्सेंट भी हो ये वाला एंजाइम, तो इतनी कैपेसिटी लिवर में होती है कि वो उसको ट्रांसफॉर्म कर सके. लेकिन इन प्रेग्नेंट स्टेट, जो एक तो अपनी सर्कुलेशन से फैटी एसिड्स आ रहे होते हैं, एक प्लेसेंटा से आ रहे होते हैं, तो देर इज़ अ लॉट ऑफ load of fatty acids in the body. And due to absence of this enzyme, there is a more accumulation of fatty acids and more formation of hydroxyl ions and dicarboxyl acid, leading to the increased metabolite load and hepatocellular injury. This is what I have written, that why pregnant women who are heterozygote for this enzyme have AFLP. These women, they are more prone to have AFLP, मतलब इनको ज़्यादा acute fatty liver of pregnancy हो जाती है जो उनमें ये enzyme ना हो. Now, this is very important table from the Dewhurst, that why how the diagnosis of acute fatty liver of pregnancy is made. This is the Swansea's criteria.